Alrighty, you guys, so Green GOJO releases tomorrow on Global. Fun times, fun times. Now, this will be probably our most prized possession in terms of the best green DPS that we will get for now. Again, I don't know what the future holds, but it seems that the developers are aware with where green typing is at. So just be aware with like the upcoming characters, green mono will be a thing. I'll do a whole separate video just to inform you guys on what the situation is about that, but let's just focus on green GOJO since this is pretty much the talk around town, right? I understand that a lot of us are waiting for this man. I know that people have been, well, are waiting to spend their cubes for this man, and I don't blame you. Honestly, with where Global is and the scheduling and just trying to play it right, it's just done for. So like, I might just even try my luck if I'm being honest. Like at this point, screw it, you know. the scheduling for Global is all over the place. Like I cannot. I'm exhausted. Also, I might actually even try my luck for Green GOJO. So for that being said, if you are going to be summoning for Green GOJO, I wish you all the best of luck. And I say that because, well, I mean, respectfully, he is worth the pull. It's in the same situation as Momo. They're good, they're OP, they're broken. Yes, they are worth the pull. I mean, again, if you can fight the temptation and you're not worried about getting things completed, or you're happy to wait, or maybe you want to utilize getting Green GOJO through the overall pull when he gets added into that, of course, then by all means you're more than welcome to do that. Do as you please. But if you are going to be summoning when he drops, hey, hopefully first multis, that way we can dip out ASAP. But anyway, so obviously I do have access to Green GOJO on my JP account. I do have 2 dupes into this man. I'll get into the whole dupe situation in just a second, because you can technically get it in a less RNG, free-to-play-ish type of way, kinda. We'll get to that in just a second. So, we are going to be using Green GOJO in just a second, but I've got his levels across being level 8 in terms of all of his skills, and obviously, as I've just mentioned, in terms of DPS for Global, this will probably be our best bet to, you know, hit some of the harder content that are requiring green typing. So with all that being said, giving you guys a bit of a rundown, GOJO, or this particular GOJO, works well, not exactly differently, but there is a specific thing about this man that you want to utilize. And on top of that, he is not only a damage dealer, but he has debuffs. So with that being said, characteristics, he does have the 7-turn stipulation. His stipulation is a little bit worse. We'll get into that in just a second. When Black Flash is performed, increases his own critical hit rate. So, first skill. Does 280 melee taijutsu damage to a selected enemy. Critical hit chance is great. And then on top of that, you decrease the enemy's taijutsu damage by 15%, as well as Jujutsu damage by 15%. So there's the initial debuffs being applied. Second skill, increase the selected enemy's damage received by 23% for 2 turns. Increase the selected enemy's damage by 10% for 1 turn, and then increase his own damage by 54%. So you're making it so that the enemy can take a little bit more damage, you're increasing your own damage, but by doing that, you're making it so that the enemy can do an increase of 10%. So just bear that in mind when you are. Now, if you are leveling up the skill, the enemy's advantage play doesn't go up, so it's not that big of an issue. The third skill increases own break damage by 100% for 1 time, deals 222 range Jujutsu damage to a selected enemy, and then decreases the selected enemy's damage by 10.5%. So a lot of debuffing going on, which is fantastic. Obviously right now, I don't know if you guys have picked up on it, but like one of the metas that Global has right now is more in the physical taijutsu side of things, so you can really maximize this first skill, if I'm being honest, more over the third skill. So obviously with my JP side of things, I do get more of a physical drop from the team setup that I run, so I utilize more on the first skill. But you've got your options. This is like an overall, if you need close range, long range, whatever, you've got your options with this GOJO, which is fantastic. And again, the debuffing is out the goddamn wazoo, so that's that. And then the ultimate AoE 1000% damage, decreases all enemies' ultimate count gauge by 2, and then leaves the field. So this is something that I just want to briefly talk about. As you guys know, GOJO has 7 turns and then he's gone. if you use his ultimate and let's say you've got 5 turns left, he will leave the field. So the way you use the green GOJO is you use the ultimate when he has 1 turn remaining. So with the 6 turns that GOJO has, you just non-stop debuff the enemy, attack, use your skills. Regardless of you having your ultimate like 2-3 turns in, just use the skills, and then when he has 1 turn left, then you drop the ultimate. That is the best way you can maximize this green GOJO. Alright, because again, just a reminder, when that ultimate pops off, he automatically then just dips. So the longevity for green GOJO is beneficial rather than you using his ultimate like 2-3 turns in, because then he'll just dip and then you've just wasted the remaining turns for GOJO that he could have stayed in, debuff the enemy, as well as doing some good old GOJO damage. Alright, and then the combination critical hit rate goes up by 40%. That's actually pretty huge. And then you do AoE Jujutsu damage, and then as per usual, he's got his limitless technique, so he's got that attack immunity, and then that 7 turn from when he leaves. So that's kind of green GOJO in a nutshell. And then in terms of the cards, I mean, Jogo will be a easy one. The camping GOJO, you guys can utilize that. I mean, I feel like this is, everyone should have this, so if you do have this, you can kind of throw that on. This is also an option, so anything to do with, I would mainly say, I mean, you can also, if you do have it, utilize the newest one that we had from Yuta's banner, because that way you can make good use of the physical and the Jujutsu side of things, of course. But realistically, just focus on any type of card that can give you like damage up or Jujutsu damage up, and then you're pretty much going to be good to go. That's, yeah, I think for right now, that's kind of how the GOJO characters work, right? So kind of easy to work around for the memory. Now in terms of team building, it's going to be fairly simple. Throw in Yaga as per usual. GOJO will be a DPS role, so if you want to run triple support, you're more than welcome to do that. Double support, sub DPS, GOJO being main DPS, you can always do that. It's pretty easy. I mean, pretty much the way you utilize blue GOJO, that's pretty much going to be the same role as green GOJO, because obviously you can only run one GOJO on the team, right? You can't run blue and green together. So however you utilize your blue GOJO, you can quite comfortably just kind of replicate that with this green GOJO. So yeah, we should be good to go once we get our hands on this man. Alrighty, you guys, so I'm gonna go hop on floor 22 and just kind of smash it out with my green GOJO. Like I said, even on JP with these new game modes, I've kind of taken my time with it. There's no rush. That being said, I'm just kind of waiting on to see on who they're going to announce next before I go all in and actually start farming everything. But anywho, coming back to green GOJO, so with all that has been said, and again with where global is at, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. Again, this green GOJO is 100% worth the pool. I'm going to probably try my luck, dip my toe in, see if I can get him early on. But I probably won't go overly too crazy for this man, of course. Now, if you are able to, if you can pull dupes on him, onto GOJO, even with a singular dupe, that will actually boost him up tremendously in terms of the additional damage that he can actually push out. So, and you can, again, I'll show you guys in just a second in terms of like dupage on how you can go about doing that without having to summon. Even when his banner's gone, you can still dupe that. I mean, of course, you can use the free SSR stones, but I would actually hold off using that. Maybe save that for the limited characters, preferably, because you can still get dupes of GOJO even when he's gone. Even when he's in the general banner, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to rely on RNG to go about getting his dupes, of course. But yeah, with where global is at, with the green typing that we have in terms of the power that global has, obviously dropping green GOJO now is very strategic. I'll give developers, you know, they know what they're doing, but it's low-key kind of perfect timing, because realistically you do need that green firepower. And lo and behold, this is a prime example to why green GOJO is dropping now to cater to with the content that's happening right now for global, where green typing or more specific green mono is heavily needed. Although you can still technically, you don't need to run green mono. I mean, i.e. the example that I'm using, as long as you got that hard hitting DPS character, which is GOJO, you should be able to get things done quite nicely. So just kind of I mean, I think we're good. Oh yeah, we're good. Megumi's ultimate really does help us out in order to get that extra damage off there. So just an easy 271k right there. All the debuffs are in place, And now, as you guys can see, I've got 2 turns left, so make sure that you are utilizing every single turn. So right there, 300k, beautiful. Yeah, maximize every single turn. So there's 1 turn left. I've got the ultimate at the ready, so you guys know the drill. We're just gonna go all in, and well, I think this is all she wrote. If I can remember correctly, the ultimate looks badass. I'm not gonna lie, pretty sick, pretty sick. And then I think we're gonna do like 2+ million. Yeah, I think either that was 2 million or 2.6 million. So that's pretty much the result of what Green Gojo is capable. Now, just before I get ahead of myself, I did talk about duping at a later time. I don't know when they're going to implement this, but obviously within the exchange shop, I think currently right now in Globe, actually it might actually be already available when Green Gojo drops, of course. So obviously you can exchange your dupe stones, being SRs and rares and whatnot, for these specific pet tool materials. I don't even know what to call them anymore, but and then how it works is that if you've got a overall character, like a generic, or not generic, but like if you've got a character from the overall pools that are on every single banner, you're able to, that are basically non-limited, let me just clarify that, that are non-limited, you can actually get free dupes by obviously exchanging SRs and rares and whatnot. As you guys can see, it's going to cost you 250. You can also spend and purchase the universal SSR shard, which I would actually recommend doing that first. But yeah, as you guys can see, there's a dupe of Gojo. This is unlimited, I'm pretty sure, insane. So is it unlimited? Or it's not unlimited, my bad. There is a bit of a reset. Okay, my apologies. But as you guys can see, I bought the Green Gojo dupe. Green Gojo, getting his dupe will be crucial. I would highly recommend it, because you can really up his damage. Like, just by getting that 1 dupe, you will get, I think, like a plus 25% increase. So that is in terms of his stats, so that is fairly huge. So yeah, when it comes to utilizing this store, you can maximize on so oh, he's here. Wait, who's this then? Who did I buy? Oh, that's the universal SSR shard. My bad, it's 300. There he is. There he is. So it is unlimited. So every time you purchase one of these shards, it will cost you 250. So there he is. So if I want to exchange my remaining SRs and rares, then I just have to get 250, and then that's a dupe. And then yeah, this is kind of like a nice way of going about getting dupes for these type of characters whilst focusing on limited banners. So that's something that you can really focus on and capitalize on if you choose to. So, but again, I think this is already available on Global, so technically speaking, if you do pull Green Gojo, if you head over to your exchange shop, he should be already available for you to actually purchase from the store if you want to dupe him out. So just letting you guys know. And yeah, it is actually 100% worth getting at least a singular dupe onto Gojo, so you get that plus 25%. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about Green Gojo, do a little bit of showcase, show you guys the power this man possesses and how great of a character he will actually be for Global, and just being that green coverage for DPS, which is something that we desperately need right now, to be fair. So there's that. But look, I'm not even going to sit here and be like, save for Teen Gojo, save for Toji. We're cooked at this point, so I'm summoning. I wish you all the best of luck, and that's all she wrote. So hopefully we pull him within a multi or two, and hopefully they give us free tickets, and hopefully they give us a lot more cubes with everything that has transpired. You know, compensation has to be high now. I'm expecting a lot, if I'm being completely honest. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about. This is all happening tomorrow, so best of luck. And yeah, make sure to grind those resources, so that way you can level them up and get them cooking ASAP.